All right, the recording is on. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the KubeEdge community meeting. It's the Pacific time today. It's 2020 11th March, Wednesday. Okay, so we have a few items on the agenda. We can first go through that, and if anyone has anything to discuss, we can discuss after the items. All right. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think the first one is the installer. We have a few things discussed. Sorry. I think there's some back noise. All right. We have discussed something offline previously about the installer, so we definitely need to improve the installer during this release. So one thing is that we do need to add support for more OS releases. For example, Fedora, CentOS, and especially Raspberry Pi. And another important thing is that currently, you know, that especially on Edge node, the Edge core is just running as process. So if any disaster recovery or manual reboot, the admin need to manually spin up the process again. So maybe we can install Edge core as system service, so the process can automatically come back. For the Edge cloud, for the Edge core, I think the better practice is we can just install it as deployment, and also expose it as service.
Hi, Kevin.
Yes.
So for KubeEdge, so only the Ubuntu is guaranteed right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have a pull request to support CentOS yesterday, but I think it's still under review.
One question: do we need a separate Fedora support because it's just the one is enterprise version, one is the open source version of Red Hat, right?
I think maybe we need verify the two, but I think it's okay if the script and the code run well, we can just use one implementation.
Okay.
And for the CentOS and Fedora, I think it might be good to provide some like RPM packages, so we can just install by some command.
Yeah, I agree.
That should be good.
Anyone know about the how to release RPM packages? And probably we need to find a place to.
Yeah, the thing is,
that.
where do we want to host the package? I don't know.
I did something similar. Yeah, I also did something similar before. You need to define a spec. So in the spec, you need to write some dependencies and also the libraries. So it will be fine. And then you also need to maybe have some guys from the community to review the specs. So
Mm-hmm.
Once the spec is got merged in the distros,
Mm-hmm.
we can just have the install the package by some rpm command.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only for RPM, right? How about
Yeah.
Ubuntu? Ubuntu package is the apt-get, right? So we need another repo for image repo for the Ubuntu one, right?
Yeah, and probably also Snap.
Okay.
Snap is kind of recommended by the new Ubuntu releases.
Yeah, we can say which one we want, or
Okay. All right. For the system service, it may differ on different OS distros, right?
it's different, right?
Yeah.
System D is for CentOS. For Ubuntu, probably a system control or yes, could be system D, but yeah,
Yeah,
probably
I think maybe
we can use system D.
Yeah.
It's minor.
So for the Cloud Core, I think we need also expose the actually Cloud Hub as service, or to the load balancer. All right. Any comments? Okay, we can move on. So for the VM support, Ying, would you like to give the background?
Yeah, there's a few more like the NFV functions. The technical may want to use KubeEdge as a platform. However, a lot of their applications still in the VM image, and also they claim even they repackage as a container, it still take a few gig. So it doesn't make sense to repackage it. Just leave it as a VM application. So we can think about put a new runtime on the edge side to provision VMs.
Yeah, maybe if we can find a way to implement as a runtime, it should be much easier.
Yep. So I think that's maybe the direction I can investigate.
Yeah.
So something like OpenStack running directly on VM, yeah? Like
I'm sorry?
Is it like providing OpenStack services quite very similar to the OpenStack services on the host directly? Like we can run virtual machines directly on the host on which the KubeEdge worker node is running. Is it like that?
Yeah, It's kind of, but this I don't want to use the OpenStack to compare because that's a huge platform. I want to compare with more like a make a Docker engine or a container engine compare with VM provisioner. So you can install the KVM or Cumul on the edge side to provision VM.
Okay, and probably manage it using OpenMano or something.
Manage what? The VM or the application?
The VM.
I don't know if we want to. It should be the same as how do we manage the container currently. I don't want to make it different. It's just a one runtime. So it could be a container format or the VM format. It's I think in the edge core may look like it's just a process or application running. It's no big difference. That's what I'm.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have a question. Will there be virtual machines spin up, or the applications are running on the same host with edge core process running?
I think the edge core only spin up, only provision the VM.
Okay.
And probably we use a cloud init to start a service inside the VM.
Mm-hmm. So maybe KubeVirt or Vertlet?
Yeah, I'm thinking use a Vertlet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's Vertlet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can investigate. Yeah, and the KubeVirt is currently project under CNCF, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we can try KubeVirt first. But that's fine. I think it depends on the investigation. Okay. By the way, I think so. Currently, for the installer improvement and the VM support, we will need a new tracking issue for this to work.
Great one.
Yeah.
Probably multiple tracking issues, right? I don't think of
yeah, we can have one umbrella issue to collect all the things, and for each detailed items, we can create another one. So just to make sure when people visit the umbrella issue, you can get the idea of the overall progress of this work.
Sure.
Okay. So let's move on about the Acrino blueprint projects.
Yeah, this is Jane. I listed this because we actually started to send a proposal to Acrino for the blueprint, as we talked about here before. So the project, the PTL will be in because he's very knowledgeable about KubeEdge itself and Acrano, even though it's a Acrano project, but the focus is to promote KubeEdge. So I think he's the right person to be the PTL for this. So in the next week or so, we will present this. So Acrano has an incubation process. So present our proposal in two Acrano conference calls. One is they call the technical call, and then the second is the TSC meeting for approval. Once we pass that phase, then we're officially in the Acrano blueprint project. And then I think we are shooting for the validation and sometime before November 30th. And I think because Acrano has two official releases every year. One is May 30th, the other is November 30th. So we want to be listed as in the November 30th validated blueprint project. So we will, once we have the blueprint project, we will just follow the guideline of Acrano community. We may host weekly meetings. I think we can discuss how, whether, on some cases we can combine, the Acrano KubeEdge meeting with this one. Not necessarily, not necessarily all the time, just from time to time when so what else? In, do you have anything? I'm just trying to.
No, it just started, and also the ARM show a big interest today, and adding a few more engineers here. So I hope we can start better.
Yeah, and also I think China Mobile, they're interested, so they participated in our project. I view them as more from the requirements point of view. Yeah, I don't think that there will be any committer or something like that from China Mobile, but definitely they'll function as a contributor, which means in Acrano, a contributor doesn't necessarily need to commit code or any very technical like configuration file. A contributor can basically provide ideas, basically anything helpful to the project. So this person can be viewed as a contributor. I'm very familiar with all the open source projects, but I thought this might be a little bit unique in Acrano, so I'm trying to give a heads up on this. And as we mentioned, I think initially this will be, the first release will be ML inference, offloading use case. But in the future, there will be more other use cases, and also we may swap out some of the components in the end-to-end solution. Like say, for example, the first release probably will be using the Intel hardware, but somewhere along the way, the ARM hardware may be swapped in. So things like that would be possible. Now, actually, I think just go ahead and combine the next item. So for the first release, there are some work related to using KubeEdge to install the the ML framework here mostly is TensorRT or just the TensorFlow serving. You know, I don't know whether the community had any experience in this area. If there is, we definitely would like to be connected to whoever had experience in this, so we can get some heads up how this can work. Maybe we don't have the, I don't know whether we have the answer in this meeting, but definitely we can propagate it to the community and see whoever has this before.
Yeah, I think we can like messages to in the Slack channel to just ask people.
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah, I
Sure.
think we even can create some survey or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen, do you have plan to publish a BP for the blueprint soon?
The blueprint?
Yeah.
I think I hope I'll finish everything. The written requirement for Crano tonight, and tomorrow I'll send an email to the to request presentations. I think there are 2 presentations involved, so it may take 1 or 2 weeks because I think some of the meetings they only have once every week, and then you have to request in advance. Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah. So yeah.
I think in the future, in this weekly call, we definitely should, at least for the Pacific time, we definitely will give status update either from In or from me on the Aquino project program, and we will ask for some help if. And also, I think there's another part on the Crano project side, which is the API white paper. I think I'll mention just briefly now. I can give a little bit more details maybe in next Pacific time meeting. So Crano right now is trying to come up with a blueprint project family called public cloud interface. So the public cloud, they are trying to get into these project families are AWS with KDDI and Azure with AT&T, and also of course Alibaba and China Mobile. I definitely think Huawei Cloud should be considered, but I'm raising this here because I view KubeEdge as the on the edge solution side for Huawei Cloud. Overall, how we should go about this, I'm just giving a very brief heads up now. But just to let you guys know, there is something going on that part. We can see how I definitely think Huawei Cloud should be part of that family. But how we present ourselves using what project, I think that leaves for some discussion. Maybe more on the Huawei Cloud side. The Aquino project right now is more handled from FutureWave side. Don't know, you know, on the cloud view side, who should be managing what. So this kind of thing, just to give a heads up here.
Yeah, I think, thanks, Jen, for the useful information. I think it's for the presenting as Huawei Cloud is another thing. So for KubeEdge, I think the first thing is that we want to make it a vendor neutral open source project. So, so I think first of all, letting more and more people know KubeEdge project is definitely helpful, and we need also clarify that KubeEdge is not just for integrating any specific vendor. It's open to integrate with other cloud offerings, and there are also many people asking is there any limitation running KubeEdge on the currently most of the popular public cloud offering. So in design and by motivation, KubeEdge will not have any limitation on this, but we also need to verify if there's any existing issue, either introduced by KubeEdge or it caused by the implementation of the vendors when they offering the Kubernetes service. So for the presenting our cloud to a Crino community, I would recommend we reach out the product team of our cloud.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's actually a very good clarification. So then, I guess in this weekly call, we'll focus on the Crino KubeEdge project. So we'll discuss the other item in other appropriate meetings. Okay, yeah, I think that's a very good clarification.
All right. Anything about the Crino blueprint?
Yeah, do you guys have any questions? Because sometimes we may assume things because we were working on this every day. I'll start to post some links into the Slack channel of KubeEdge. Would that be appropriate? I mean, the blueprint project of this KubeEdge stuff.
Yeah, I think that would be very helpful.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. And then once you guys looked into that and have questions, we can, if it's small one, we can use the Slack channel to communicate. Otherwise, we can use this weekly meeting to raise and discuss more.
Hey Jane, can you add the page link, the blueprint page, to this doc, so the other people, if they are interested, they can take a look.
Yeah, to this doc. Yeah, sure. Where do you guys wanna put it?
You can put this line, the update. Yeah, right. The more details.
Yeah, I think it might. Would it be better to put it somewhere in the
Yeah, you can put it here and on the top, on there's a memo function session on the top.
Yeah, header part. Yeah.
And also this part, so people, when they look at the recording, they can find today's meeting easily.
Yeah. So the note here is we just to write down something we discuss in the meeting, so people can find out useful things or links.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Let me find the link. Yeah, that's pretty much from my side.
All right. So I think we still have some time. Maybe we can just go through some project updates the past week. Anyone would like to give the updates, or Shufei, would you like to give updates? Maybe just go through the pull request we accepted.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, last week we have, I think, have no big fix to merge. Most of the PR is about the document improvement. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I think one thing might be worth mentioning is that we fixed the Docker files for components, especially the Cloud Core. And also, I found that we missed some images on Docker Hub, so I pushed the 1.2.1 release Docker image to Docker Hub. So you should people should able to deploy Cloud Core as deployment in Kubernetes now, and there's some YAMLs for reference. I can just briefly show it. So for the next, maybe we can just organize these YAMLs and create like a turnkey script to install the things. All right. So so currently the YAMLs for the cloud side installation is under build/cloud. So I think the files updated this time is the deployment, config, and service. So first, service is just an example here. It really depends on how you want to expose the Cloud Hub. Okay, basically, I think the other overall the steps are similar. So for the config map, we just update the config to reflect to the latest component config API. It's a bit slow. Never mind. I will just paste the link here in the note. Okay. All right. Any other things to update, or we can just discuss open things?
Yeah, nothing on my side.
Would you guys be interested in deployment of KubeEdge using Puppet?
Can you describe more about this idea?
Yeah, the
So
Puppet is more like a VM provisioning, right?
yeah, Puppet is basically a configuration management deployment tool. So currently what I am doing in my like for my requirement, what I did is like I created Puppet modules to deploy Edge core on Raspberry Pis. So I just install, like I just have created one small module on my Puppet main server, and then all the Raspberry Pi just configure Edge core by default with all the configurations and everything. So it's like configuration management. I don't manually configure Edge core on, or like install Edge core on each of the devices. Just say a command that, okay, install Edge core on this device, and it's getting installed.
So as far as now I know, there are people in the community still looking for a simple way to get the things installed and manage it. Maybe you can give a demo show either this time or next time about your work.
Okay. Yeah.
We can make a designated time if you want.
Yeah.
Or next time or this time, yeah, you can have a demo, so that would be really interesting. Yeah, I only use Puppet with Chef together. I haven't used Puppet with container so far. So I use Puppet plus Chef to provision VMs.
Okay, so I will see what I can show. Let me give me some time. Probably I would just open source my scripts, and then you can just have a look at it, which would give you more idea about it. Would that be okay?
Cool.
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
Cool. Cheers.
Yeah, we can put an item here, so we could have a Puppet demo. Demo ideas. With using Puppet script.
Yeah. So the time may be to be confirmed, right? All right. Yeah, so maybe we can have a demo section every community meeting. So just open for anyone have anything interesting would like to show. We can use that time. Okay. Any other things to discuss? By the way, I think maybe people already know about the KubeCon Europe is postponed to July or August. So I think we can come back on the planning that we probably organize a face-to-face meet during KubeCon Europe.
Yeah, it's postponed to July or August, right? I hope people can.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to see if we, I don't know, will they change the format? We have a day zero event, or is it too late?
I think that's still under confirmation, but probably will there will be additional slots. I have mentioned about this requirement with the foundation guys. They are confirming that. So currently the thing to verify out is really depending on the conference center. They are still looking for a new place due to the new time. So maybe we can just wait for the official announcement about the new conference date. But if it's just a face-to-face meet, we can either use like dinner time or other time. It should be much easier.
Cool. Yeah, I remember it during the San Diego one. Tina, she hosts one in Qualcomm in San Diego, but it's a little bit too far from the main campus. So I hope this time we can have an on-campus one, so people don't need to travel 20 miles.
Yeah.
So we can have more people there.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Does anyone have questions or things we'd like to discuss about?
Oh, I talked to the Francis from Linado community steering committee today about potential to make a to contribute to the Linado community. So that's the ARM community. So I talked to him. So we are thinking maybe we can build the edge computing framework, a reference framework there too. So it's could be related to the Krano one. So, but I don't have ideas yet. But we want to build an end-to-end reference platform into Linano community. So that will be really good for this project.
Yeah. By the way, regarding Linaro, I heard of someone from working in the Linaro community mentioning that the Linux community have some ARM resources for like building CI. So maybe regarding the project currently, we are kind of lack of CI resources. So maybe we can use some of there.
So currently we are using the Traverse CI, right? I see.
Yes. But I don't remember correctly if it's just the 64 byte, I think.
You mean the resource? I'm not sure. I think, yeah, I see Tina here. She's from ARM. I don't know. She has some information. Or I can ask Francis to, I can dig, because I only started the conversation today. We'll get more information clarified, post on next meeting.
Okay.
Yep, that's another update. I will add more detail next week, next time.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, we only have about 10 minutes, so yeah. I don't know if any open questions or we just end early. Or I don't know. Since today a lot of people here, I don't know if anybody have more suggestions or want to chime in. I think this is a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can about give 10 minutes back to the people.
All right. So I think we can finish early this time. Yeah. Thank you everybody for joining the KubeEdge community meeting. So the meeting next week will be on March 18th. It will be Europe time next week. So yeah, thank you again for everybody joining the meeting. See you next time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.